How's it going? I'm Justin Wiggins from the Connecticut DEP Fisheries Division. I'm going to go over some of the simple tips and tricks of starting out fishing today. Taken from our Let's Go Fishing student workbook found on our CARE, Connecticut Aquatic Resource Education webpage. So this is free, downloadable, look at it anytime. So in chapter 1 of this book, we talk about fishing tackle. So I'm going to go over some of the basic fishing tackle real quick with you. A couple different styles of rods and reels. They come in all different shapes and sizes. The basic, this is the push button spin cast rod and reel. This is my 5-year-old's. This is what he uses. It's spooled with 6-pound line. Very easy. You press this button, you let it go, and line comes out. To stop the line from coming out, you just crank that reel. All right. Really good for beginners. All you got to do is push the button down, hold it, and then let it go as you cast it. Again, 6-pound line, and at the end, this is what I always do for kids, a little jig head at the bottom, and about a foot or two above the jig head is a bobber. You can also use a hook with a sinker at the bottom as opposed to the jig head. Alternatively, we have the spinning reel, so it's an open face reel here. This is a small version. It's a light rod with 4-pound test on it. This is for like trout and panfish. You could get a larger version for bass and catfish. This is 10-pound line. And even bigger for like riverine fish and saltwater fish. What I'm going to show you here is how to set this rod up. So very basic live bait fishing. Open up the spool of your reel. Take your line out. Open up the bail, excuse me. Take your line and put it up through all your guides. Okay. This line is 4-pound test. That just means it takes 4 pounds of pressure to break it, or force. 6-pound test is obviously stronger, but it's going to be thicker in diameter. Once I get the line up through all my guides, you're going to close your bail, and you can start putting on some tackle. So first thing I'll do is I'll find about 1.5 feet above the end of my rod, above the end of my line. Take your bobber, push that button, a hook comes out, put your line underneath. Put your thumb where that hook came out, and there's a hook on the other side. You put your line underneath there. Your bobber's attached. All bobbers pretty much work the same. They come in different styles, okay? This is, notice the size. It's about the size of a quarter. You don't want a bobber the size of a balloon. Quarter is good. These ones are very nice. They sit up in the water. They're weighted at the bottom to keep it sitting up straight. They're fluorescent. You can see them very nice. A little bit more expensive. These are cheaper, but they work the same. When a bobber floats in the water and it suspends your bait off the ground, when it goes under, you got a fish on there. So they act as a strike indicator, and they also keep your bait up off the bottom, which is important. Next, I'm going to put a split shot right underneath the bobber. And it's got a little like Pac-Man mouth. I'm just going to put the line in there, squeeze it the best I can with my fingers to get it on there a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to have to grab a pair of pliers. If you don't do this part, it's just going to slide up and down the line. So grab a pair of pliers. Always have a pair of pliers with you. Give it a good squeeze. Okay, and then you tie your knot at the end with a hook on it. We're going to show you in a minute how to tie that knot, but it's called the improved clinch knot is what we use. And this is about the size hook you want. This is a number 6 hook. Okay, you could get number 8 for trout and 6 for panfish, 4 for bass, but the smaller the number, so the number 4 is going to be bigger than a 6. All right, so that's it. You're basically set up, fishing for live bait. You put shiners or worms on your jig head or on your hook, and you're fishing.